I'm here to remind you that Good Morning Muscles is your daily Kickstarter for what's going to be an outstanding day. Boys and girls, Good Morning Muscles is uploaded on It's Mr. Fallon's YouTube page every morning at 6 o'clock. As soon as you get up, log on to YouTube, find Good Morning Muscles, do it, and start off your day in just the best way possible. Let's get this thing started.
Muscles washes away the deeds of people.
Alright, we're going to start off with our husky size warm-up, and today we're doing a baseball husky size warm-up. So if you have a hat nearby, you need a hat when you play baseball. So Mr. Fallon's going to put on his hat, and we are getting ready to play some baseball. Let's start off by getting our arms loosened up for our husky size warm-up by starting off with some arm circles. And you can do a step touch with Mr. Fallon, back and forth as I do my arm circles. Now let's go backwards with our arm circles. Get our arms nice and loose, nice and strong. Now let's reach across our body, stretch out that shoulder. Just like this, almost like you're an elephant. Now let's reach the other hand across the shoulder and stretch it out. Very nice, very strong. Alright, we're now ready to husky size. To start the game, our pitcher's going to take the ball. And if you don't remember how a pitcher pitches, tune back and find episode 4 of Good Morning Muscles. We taught you how to pitch. Alright, so we're going to take the ball, bring it in, look at first, look at third, step and pitch. Let's get the ball back. Bring it in, look at first, look at third, step and pitch. Pitch the ball, bring it in, look at first, look at third, step and pitch. Here we go. Keep pitching the ball. Go it nice and hard, stepping every time when you pitch the ball. And you're pointing like a Mr. Fallon points when I throw. Just like a real pitcher would do. Let's try 5 more pitches. Let's do 4 more pitches. Make sure you look at first, look at third. Let's do 2 more. And our last one, throw your hardest. Alright, now who's going to try to hit it? The batter's going to try to hit it. So let's get ready to hit the ball. And step and swing. Bring it back and step and swing. Very nice. Keep those hands together. That's how you grip a bat. We're going to be working on that soon. Step and swing. Very nice, very nice. Hit that ball hard. Keep stepping and swing. A step and swing. How far can you hit it? Swing it nice and hard. Wow, such great hits. That looks awesome. We're getting so strong. Alright, let's do 5 more. Try to hit it further each time. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And our last one. Oh, the fielder's going to try to catch it. Let's jump and catch it over here. And jump and catch it over here. and jump and catch it, and jump and catch it, and jump and catch it. You probably just use one hand when you catch because you only have a glove on one hand. Mr. Fallon made a silly mistake to start off with. And jump and catch it, and jump and catch it. Very nice. How high are you jumping? You have to jump really high to catch the ball. Jump really high to catch it. All right, let's catch 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2, 1, and the last one. All right, unfortunately they missed it. So after you hit the ball, you have to run the bases. So let's run to first base. Really, really fast. Really, really fast. And if you can make it to first base, and you think you can make it to the next base without getting out, let's turn and run to second base. Really, really fast. Really, really fast. Oh, you made it to second. Now let's turn. We have to run to third. Get there as fast as you can. And after third, where do you run? You get to run home. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. Oh, it's going to be close. All right, the person in the outfield is going to take the ball. They're going to crow hop, step and throw. They have to throw really far. Try it again, crow hop, step and throw. Again, crow hop, step and throw. If you don't know what a crow hop is, go back, watch episode 3. Crow hop, step and throw. Crow hop, step and throw. Alright, last one. The ball's coming in. You're running home. And the umpire says, safe, 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 safe. Boys and girls, what an awesome warm-up. Nice work. Alright, it's now time for our joke of the day. I have a good one for you. Why was the cat such a great baker? Because he made everything from scratch. It's now time for Spot Run Story Time. We're reading Wayside School Gets a Little Stranger. We're on chapter 6. If you missed the chapters from over the weekend, there were 2 episodes of Spot Run Story Time up. Go back, rewatch those. They were so funny. Alright, chapter 6 is all about Pet Day. Do you have any pets? All the kids in Mrs. Jewell's class brought a pet to school. The room was very noisy. Dogs barked, cats meowed, a frog croaked, a pig squealed, a cow mooed, and birds tweeted. Somebody had a pet cow that they brought to school? Mrs. Jewell held up 2 fingers. All the animals became quiet. Stephen didn't have a pet, so he brought an orange. He kept it in the cage on his desk so it couldn't escape. If Mr. Fallon was in the class, I'd have to bring my orange too because I don't have any pets. Todd brought Ralphie his baby. Oh, sorry. Stephen didn't have a pet, so he brought an orange. He kept it in a cage on his desk so it couldn't escape. Todd brought Ralphie, his baby brother. Todd, said Mrs. Jewell. Todd barked. You cannot have a pet human, said Mrs. Jewell. He doesn't bite, Todd assured her. Joy told Todd to sit and be quiet. Mrs. Jewell got a large piece of poster board from the supply closet. Let's make a chart, she said. Across the top of her chart, she wrote, name of kid, kind of pet, name of pet. She started with Dee Dee. She wrote Dee Dee under name of kid. And you have a dog, she said. Cat, said Dee Dee. Cat, asked Mrs. Jewell. Dee Dee nodded as she petted her dog. Mrs. Jewell moved on to Ron. Ron, I see you have a cat. Dog, said Ron as he stroked the cat on his lap. Mrs. Jules shrugged. Okay, she said. Here's my dog, said DJ. Ron has your dog, asked Mrs. Jules. Ron has a cat, said DJ. That's what I thought, said Mrs. Jules. But what? What's a dog, said Jenny. Mrs. Jules covered her ears, shook her head. Let's start all over again, said Mrs. Jules. She got a new piece of poster board from the supply closet. Mac, what's your dog's name? What's my dog's name, said Jenny. I'm not talking to you, Jenny. I'm talking to Mac. He can't talk, said Mac. Who can't talk, asked Mrs. Jules. Mac, said Mac. Billy barked at Mac. Mac barked at Billy. Todd barked at both of them. Joy made Todd lie down at her feet. What is going on? Mrs. Jules moved on. What's your pet, Myron? She asked. Your pet's a turtle, said Sherry. What? asked Mrs. Jules. What is Jenny's pet? said Sherry. Jenny's pet is a dog, said Mrs. Jules. What's his name, Jenny? Jenny nodded. Her dog sat up straight and tall and seemed to smile at Mrs. Jules. He's handsome, said Mrs. Jules. My mouse is handsome, said Benjamin. Benjamin had a little white mouse in the cage on his desk. If you like mice, said Dana, making a face. Mrs. Jules likes mice, says Calvin. She eats them. Gross, said Dana. He won't come when you call him, said Kathy. He won't know his name. Billy meowed. Will Mrs. Jules eat yogurt? asked John. No way, said Calvin. I will too, said Mrs. Jules. I like yogurt. I like strawberry best. Maricia beamed. Mrs. Jules likes strawberry best, she bragged. You shouldn't pick favorites, complained Dana. Do you like crackers, Mrs. Jules? asked Rondi. Don't worry, said Calvin. Mrs. Jules won't eat crackers. How do you know what I'll eat, Calvin? asked Mrs. Jules, a little annoyed. I like eating crackers with cheese on top. Oh, gross, said Myron. He won't come when you call him, Kathy said again. Mac, keep Mac away from my socks, shouted Allison. Wait, said Jason. Now you've got my socks and I've got your socks. I can tell the difference between my socks and your socks, Jason, said Allison. Mrs. Jules covered her ears and shook her head. She moved on. What's your pet, Damon? she asked. I already told you he was a turtle, said Sherry. I wasn't talking to you, Sherry, said Mrs. Jules. I was talking to Damon. Your nose a ferret, said Damon. My nose a ferret, asked Mrs. Jules. My nose a hamster, said Joe. Billy bleated. Mrs. Jules licked her leg. Hey, Paul, said Leslie. I like your pigtails. Thanks, said Paul. May I touch your May I touch your pajamas? Go ahead, said Bibi, who was already petting Leslie's pajamas. She won't scratch you. This is crazy, shouted Terrence. He's cute, said Dana. And this is how it ended up being on Mrs. Jules' whiteboard, poster board. Name of kid, Dee Dee. Name of pet, dog. Name of pet. Name of kid, Dee Dee. Kind of pet, dog. Name of pet, cat. Ron, cat, dog. DJ, dog, okay. Jenny, dog. What? Mac, dog. Mac. Joy, dog. Todd, Sherry, turtle. Yorpit, Benjamin had a mouse named Handsome. Calvin had a cat named Mrs. Jules. Kathy had a skunk named Gross. John had a frog named Yogurt. Maricia had a cat named Strawberry. Rondi had a bird named Crackers. Wow, boys and girls, that was crazy. That's the end of chapter 6. We're going to move on to chapter 7 tomorrow, a bad word. Here's our steps for today. Boys and girls, what time is it? It's game time. And this week on Good Morning Muscles, we're going to be practicing basketball. For our game today, you need to have a ball that bounces. So a ball that bounces that works really well for Mr. Fallon that I can use inside is this ball. This is a tennis ball. This is how we're going to start off. Take your tennis ball, hold it in one hand, bounce it, and catch it with two hands. Bounce it, catch it with two hands. Very nice. And when you catch it, you're going to catch it only with your hands. Don't let it touch your chest. Bounce it, catch it with two hands. Very nice. So this would be similar to dribbling. Now Mr. Fallon can't dribble a real basketball in the house because everything would go smashing off the walls. So we're going to practice our dribbling like this. Now, take your your ball that bounces, hold it in one hand, and you're going to bounce it and try to catch it with one hand now. Bounce it and catch it. Bounce it and catch it. Very nice. Just with one hand. Very good. And when you throw the ball down to the ground, point your fingers down just like you were dribbling a basketball. Throw it down, point your fingers down. Very nice. And if it gets easy, you could pretend like you're moving by doing the spot run while you throw the ball down. Catch it with one hand. Now we're going to switch over. Let's use the other hand. Ooh, this one's a little trickier. Throw it down, point your fingers down, catching it with one hand. Very nice. Point those fingers down every time you throw it down. And try to catch it before it goes above your waist, because remember, when you dribble a basketball, you want to keep it below your waist. If it comes above your waist, what could happen? Somebody on the other team could steal it. Alright, now we're going to try to go back and forth. I'm going to throw it from this hand, catch it with this hand, throw it from this hand, catch it with this hand. Back and forth. Very nice. And still, try to keep it below your waist. Ooh, that one went above Mr. Fallon's waist. Throw it back and forth. Very nice. Point those fingers down every time you do it. Very good, very good. Just think how talented you're getting and how much more skill you're gaining. Alright, let's do this 3 more times. 2 more times. 1 more time. Alright, now we have a challenge. This is your challenge. Let's see if you can do it. You're going to spread your legs apart. Take the basketball. Go behind your back. And you're going to bounce it in between your legs and catch it. In between your legs and catch it. Oh, Mr. Fallon missed. In between your legs. Can you do it? This is a tough challenge. Oh no, Mr. Fallon. So even Mr. Fallon makes mistakes. Now let's try to go the other way. Wow, boys and girls, so good. Keep practicing those skills. It's going to help you become so much better at so many different sports. Wow, boys and girls, I cannot believe that Good Morning Muscles is over with so fast. This is the cool news, though. You have the rest of the day to practice some of those games. When we did our baseball game, maybe you could go outside and play some real baseball with somebody in your family. Or we practice our dribbling and our ball bouncing and catching. Practice it all day. Get so strong. Come back tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning on Good Morning Muscles, we're going to be doing some more basketball skills and having a ton more fun. Hey, Have an awesome day, muscles.